Hey, folks. Good morning. Good to see y'all on here this Tuesday morning, Tuesday after Easter, April the 6th. We got kids getting breakfast this morning, getting around. It's a good day. Some of us might be a little tired, particularly Gavin and myself. We stayed up late last night to watch the NCAA men's basketball tournament championship game. And Gavin's team, the Baylor Bears, won the game. What a good day it was. So, you got to watch the last game of the year, right? And so, I know like last Thursday was opening day for MLB, but in my mind, Major League Baseball doesn't really start until college basketball ends. So today, baseball begins. Does that make sense? So, all right.
To you.
Huh?
It only makes sense to you.
That makes sense to more people than just to me.
Yeah.
Lily, what kind of cereal are you having today? You're not going to talk to me? She's like stone-faced. Do you have food in your mouth?
They each have used
Oh,
2
please.
spoons already.
You talk with food in your mouth all the time. Frosted Flakes. You're having Frosted Flakes, aren't you? Yes. All right. Very good. Well, good to see you on here. Here's our joke for the day. Here it is. And you can feel free to use this. I used to have a handle on life, but then it broke. What do you think about that one?
Oh, good.
That was good. All right. Yeah. She was taking a drink of coffee and almost.
A joke
It was close.
more than an analogy of life these days.
Yeah, maybe. It's a joke, right? All right. Well, we need to get started on our devotional time this morning. And, last week was a good week. It was a full week, wasn't it? Lots of stuff going on. Lots of good things. So, but let's start off this morning. And we're going to talk about faith over feelings. Faith over feelings. There's really this strong belief in our culture, and really it's anywhere you turn. You see it anywhere, especially in advertisements, commercials, billboards, signs, slogans, everything. There's a strong belief, very strong belief in our culture, and it's been around for a very long time, that influences every single one of us. Whether we like to think or not, think about that it does or not, it does. This thing influences every one of us. And that strong belief is can be worded different ways. But essentially what it says is, if it feels good, you should do it. If it feels good, you should do it. And that's this kind of concept that our culture has. It's permeated almost absolutely every part of who we are as human beings. Now, I can't say that this is the same in every other culture around the world, but I know at least in American culture we see it, don't we? And we're part of America, and we're part of the American church, so I'm going to talk about our American culture. But to be completely honest, this kind of thinking, this kind of understanding, grabbing hold of this concept of if it feels good to just do it, what that does is that allows you to be manipulated by your moods, making you live and function according to your feelings. Anybody been guilty of that? I have. When we buy into that concept of that belief that our culture has, if it's good, if it feels good, then you should do it. If we buy into that, that gives our feelings power. That gives our moods power over who we are, how we act, and how we react to certain things. I know this well because I've sometimes been sucked into that trap before. God desires not for us to live according to our feelings, to be manipulated by the different mood swings that we have in life, and we all do, right? I'm not downplaying that. We all do. But he designed us to live differently. He designed us to function differently. He wants us, and we look at our scripture, he wants us to live a life of faith, not a life of feelings. Does that make sense? We don't always feel like doing the right thing. Or is that just me? I don't know about you, but I don't always feel like being nice to people. Is that okay to say? Your pastor just said he doesn't always feel like being nice to people. I don't always feel like stopping what I'm doing to help someone else. I don't. I don't always feel like believing in God's promises for my life and then try to stop doing it my own way. Does that make sense? These are all things that I deal with. But to be to talk about truth in this is our goal as believers, what our goal should be as believers is to develop the kind of faith in our lives that persists, that overcomes the power of our feelings, the manipulation, the control of our feelings. See, we deepen our relationship, we deepen our walk with Jesus, with God, when we spend time with Him. We spend time with Him. We do it even when we don't feel like it. Because honestly, there are days when it's hard to get up and to carve out that time, because time is a precious commodity, isn't it? To carve out that time to sit down, to open up His Word, or to kneel down and spend time in prayer. That's a hard thing to do. And I'm not just saying that because it sounds good. I'm saying it because I get it. It's hard to do. I have struggles with it still. Think about an Olympic athlete. They exercise, they work out, they train, even when they don't feel like it. I think about these sports athletes this last year. There were no sports. There weren't. But you know what? They continued to train even though there were no athletic events. It's like a great musician who continues to practice their craft, their trade, over and over and over again, even though there's no upcoming concerts or venues or things like that. It's the same with our relationship with God. It's the same way. People who have a regular, consistent, quiet time with the Lord. People who do that, they didn't get there just by waking up one morning and saying, okay, I'm going to start doing it today. No, they practiced it. They worked at it. They woke up. They decided to read the Bible and pray, even when they didn't feel like it. Man, how cool would it be if we had a church full of people who every day got up and spent time with Jesus? I think that might affect the way we do our ministries. I think that might affect the way we do outreach. I think that might affect the way we do inreach. Faith is being just that. Faith is being persistent. Faith is refusing to give up, no matter how tired you are, or how many other things you have on your schedule, or what else you could be doing. Faith is being persistent. Here's our scripture for today. And I want you to see this. Here's a great example that we can look at and we can see. This example of Moses, the Bible shows us how to begin to develop that faith persistence. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 27. It was by faith that Moses left the land of Egypt, not fearing the king's anger. He kept right on going because he kept his eyes on the one who is invisible. See, that's how we get to this persistent faith. That's how we push through those feelings to get to living a life of faith. We have to keep going, not having fear of what others might do, but knowing this is what we should be doing. We keep pushing through. We keep persisting. We keep our eyes fixed on Jesus, the author, the perfecter of our faith, which is actually about 25 verses earlier. We're told to do that in Hebrews chapter 11. It's a great chapter. You should just go read it. You begin to see the invisible. You begin to see God's map, his handiwork laid out for you. Only those who see God for who he really is can persist in the most difficult times of life. Only those who see the invisible can do the impossible. So I want to challenge you this morning. Begin to transition your way of functioning from this culture mindset of if it feels good, just do it, to our spiritual mindset of let's persist in faith through everything. Through everything. Only those who see the invisible can do the impossible. Believe in faith. Trust in faith. Because God's going to see you through it. I believe that. I know that. That's in his word. Guys, love y'all. Appreciate you. It's been a good day. It's going to be a great day. We've got lots of good stuff going on. It's the week after Easter. So we're going to spend these next days beginning to prepare and think about Pentecost Sunday. Pentecost Sunday. It's going to be fantastic. Let's prepare ourselves for that pouring out, right? And the great thing is that he can continue to pour out his Spirit on you, not just one day out of the year, but it can be fresh and new every time we come in contact with him. Let's live by faith, not by feelings. Love y'all. Appreciate you. Have a fantastic day. Need anything, let us know. And we'll look forward to seeing you again. We'll be back on here this evening for Hope, Prayer, and Blessing time. And then we will see you Wednesday at Popcorn Snow Cone. It goes from 2:30 to 4. So if you could show up around 2:15, that'd be fantastic. And then we'll be back with our regular Wednesday evening Bible study starting at 6:30. All right, guys. Love you. Appreciate you. Have a good morning. Have a good day. We'll see you again. Remember, as he is being a blessing to you, which he always is, take that opportunity to be a blessing to someone else. Take care. Bye-bye.